Ladies and gentle people, in this video we're gonna create these little fluffy cute birds in Blender. Just look at them, they're so funny. I was playing on them since yesterday for 5 hours and eventually I turned that into a tutorial video. However, in this video we're not gonna create all of them because all of them has the same shape and style, just the colors are different, so you can just create one of them and duplicate in different shapes and styles and different colors. So let's get ready and give it a shot. Press A and X to delete these default stuff as usual, so press Shift A and come to Mesh, then the Run Cube, and in this panel here you're gonna increase the radius to 1, and there we go. So press 1 to go to front graphic view, press Tab to go to edit mode, and Alt Z to enable the X-ray selection mode. In that case we're just gonna select one half of it and press X vertices to delete it. And from the modifiers tab, let's just add a mirror modifier and enable the clipping option here. Very well. So let's enable the proportional editing from here, or with the hotkey, the O key on your keyboard, and select this one. Press G, and you can control the size of your proportional editing with the middle mouse button, and bring it a little bit to the right part and make some kind of this style for the shape. And maybe I will need to select this edge and press 7 to go to topographic view and bring it a little bit to the front, and do it for the back one as well. So let's select that and bring it a little bit to the back side. There we go. Or we can even select the the last bottom vertex and bring it a little bit higher, just like that. It would be our main shape for the body. So right click, shade smooth, and let's add the subdivision level of 2, subdivision with 2 levels. Hold Ctrl 2 and it will add the subdivision level to your model. So let's add the eyes. Press Shift A, and this time let's bring a UV sphere and leave it as it is. So press 3 to go to side orthographic view and press R and type 90 to rotate that 90 degrees and scale it down, bring it to the front up to there. The reason that we rotate that is because we have to, add textures for the eye, the black part and also the blue part. Because of that, it would be so easy for the texturing part. So let's press 1 to go to front of graphic view and press Tab to go to edit mode, and make sure to move it into the edit mode because we're gonna add a mirror modifier, so the pivot or origin point should be in the center. Let's disable the proportional editing for now and press G and X, bring it to the right part, and let's add a mirror modifier for this one as well. And there we go. So it is, I think we have to bring it a little bit inside of the shape, just like that, and right click, shade smooth. And now let's add the eyelids. Let's tab N to go to edit mode and hold Shift D to duplicate that, and press P and selection, and there we go, we have another shape here. So let's tab to go to edit mode and press 3 to go to side orthographic view. This time I'm gonna select all of it and press R and hit 90 again, because we're gonna use the eyelids, we're gonna create the eyelids. So select the bottom part and press X and vertices. In that case, we're gonna delete the vertices. There we go. So let's add a solidify modifier to add a thickness for that. And we have to scale this a little bit up, just like that. And for now, let's disable the X-ray selection mode by holding Alt Z, and let's look at our shape here. So we can control the solidify from here, the thickness. It could be something like this, and also press Tab to go to edit mode and scale this a little bit even more down like that, and let's make it a little bit thicker, just a bit like this. So press 3 to go to side orthographic view and press Tab to go to edit mode and press A to select everything, and let's rotate that first all the way up to there and bring it inside, and Shift D to duplicate it and press Z to bring it downwards, and press R and type 180 to rotate that 180 degrees. And now we can rotate that even a little bit more, just like that, and bring it lower on the Z direction over there, and we can bring it a little bit more even inside of the shape. Press 1 to see it from the front orthographic view, and let's rotate that a little bit in this part as well, and there we go. So this would be our shape for the eyes, and I think that's pretty well. So let's create the legs. Press Shift A and add a cube, and press 1 to go to front orthographic view and scale it down all the way up to there and bring it down. So press Ctrl A and apply the scale, and press Tab again, and make sure you're moving to the right part in the edit mode as we did for the eyes. So press G and X, bring it to the right part, and let's enable the proportional editing, the X-ray selection mode, by holding Alt C and select these top vertices and press X and faces. We're gonna delete the top face here and press G and Z to bring it inside the shape. So let's add a mirror modifier first, and there we go. And let's add a subdivision with 2 levels, Ctrl 2 to add the subdivision modifier. So let's select these ones and press E and bring it lower, and select this face. Let's see it from this view. Press E again, and we can do once more. So let's do the same thing for this part, one more, and this part, one more. So this part, the front part, should be a little bit, longer than the other ones. And let's go to the vertex selection mode and select these vertices, these 2 vertices, and press S, X, scale them down on the S axis and X axis, and bring them lower, just like that. And do the same thing for here, but this time on the Y axis, and bring them lower, just like that. Look at the effect. So we're gonna scale this on Y and bring it lower, and there we go. So we can bring it a little bit higher, and press A to select everything, press G and X, bring them a little bit close together, and right click and shade smooth. So this is our legs. So press Alt C to go back to the solid view. And the last part for the modeling is the beak part. So let's hold Ctrl Shift A and bring a cube again this time also. So bring it into the front of shape, scale it down, maybe up to there, and scale it this time on the Y direction, just like that. Let's hold Ctrl A and apply the scale for this one as well. So press Tab to go to edit mode and select these 4, the inner vertices, and press X and faces, because it would be into the model and won't be seen. So select this part and bring it a little bit close to these vertices, and let's extrude that once more, and select this 2 vertices and bring them lower. And also we're gonna select this face, press X and Y, and make this a little bit thinner, just like that. And let's add another loop cut, and we're gonna select the top part and press G and Y, G and Z, bring it higher all the way up to there. And let's add the subdivision modifier for now. Press Ctrl 2 to see the result, and right click shade smooth, and there we go. Press A, S and Y, bring it, make it a little bit wider, and now just select these loop cut, holding Alt and selecting that. Press Ctrl B and add 2 segments of bevel to make it, the sharp effect here going on here. Look at it. So I'm gonna just make this a little bit smaller by scaling that, and let's select this one and bring it lower, just like that. Okay, so that's good. So bring it inside of the shape and bring it lower even more, and let's see it from the side of graphic view and rotate that and bring it a little bit to that part, just like that. So make sure to save your project and press A to select everything, and at the end the body, holding shift and press L, press Ctrl P and object. In that case we're gonna parent all of them to that object, so moving and scaling and rotating all the transformation would be easy. So let's bring it to that part and let's add a floor for our scene and scale this just like that, and then tap in to go to edit mode and select this edge and press E and Z to bring it higher, and select this edge, press Ctrl B and add several loop cuts, several levels of the bevel, and there you go, right click, shade smooth. Okay, so press 1 to see it from the front graphic view, and I wanna take a render from this view. Let's add a camera, press Shift A and add a camera, and when you're satisfied with the result, press Ctrl Alt and 0. In that case it will fit the scene to your camera, but it seems that it doesn't work pretty well because camera is here. So press G and Y to bring the camera backwards, and let's see again from the camera view by holding 0 on the numpad. Press G and Z, and there we go. And I'm gonna change the ratio of the camera. So come to the render part, and first of all change the render engine from EV to cycles. And if you have GPU, let's change the CPU to GPU. It would be so much faster, the results. So where is it? Come to the output part and change the resolution. I'm gonna change it to 2000 by maybe 1800 or even 1500. I think I'm gonna go on with maybe 900, and press G and Z twice to go a little bit toward the shape, and press N, come to view and lock the camera to the view. In that case you can just navigate easily in your view and camera at the same time. So I'm gonna use maybe this view for our render. Okay, so press N and let's disable the lock camera to view. In that case we won't move the camera coincidentally. Okay, so now let's go to the render preview to see the result. So this is our render, and press Shift A and add a light. I'm gonna add an area light and bring it higher, just like there, and let's increase the power to about 40, and it would be a support light. And let's duplicate that with Shift D and right click and rotate that, not right click, and press 7 to go to top of the graphic view and rotate that in that view as well. So we have some kind of 45 degree of the light here, and I think that's pretty well, but it has to be increased at the power of light. So press 0 to see it from the camera view. Let's focus on here. Okay, so let's increase that to about 1/20, and there we go. So let's take another duplicate of this light, press Shift D and X, bring it to that part and rotate that just like it. And it shouldn't be that strong, so we have to decrease it to about maybe 50 and something like that. And press 3 to go to side of graphic view. Let's take this light and let's take another copy with Shift D and rotate that, and this light should be coming just straightly to the shape. So press 0 again, and there we go. This is our scene and ready for texturing. So let's give it a texture. Let's select that and let's drag this part of not this part. Let's just drag this part to the right part, and from this part you can just change it to the shader editor and press N to close up this panel. So let's select the body and click on new. I'm gonna just call it body, and I'm gonna give it a glaucous color. Let's select the color And you see we have 3 different parts. For as a default, it shows you the HSV part, which has hue, saturation, and value, and alpha. But you can go to the hex part, and I'm gonna add a specific color for that. So the hex colors is 6182 and B7. And look at the color. It's really a special color for me. It's Galactus color. So if you want to use the same color, you can just use this hex code, the 6182 and B7. So let's come to the eye part and come to this material part and click on new. I'm gonna call it, the first material should be eye, just normal eye, and we're gonna decrease the roughness all the way down, maybe up to 0.8, and let's zoom in a little bit and press tab to go to edit mode. And but we have to, here is a problem. So let's select this part, and this part we had to merge them together. So when these 2 parts are selected, press Ctrl J, and there we go. So what happened? Okay, no, wait. So come to the modifiers tab, and because we had this solidify, we had to apply it. I just forgot that. So press Ctrl A, and in that case it will apply it. So after that, just select 2 of them and press Ctrl J, and there we go. So okay, come back to the render preview, and we have just 1 model. It should be 1 model. So select that, press tab to go to edit mode, and you see we have now 2 models here. So select this middle vertex, press Ctrl and plus in your numpad, and when you choose these parts, let's go to the material, click on this plus button and click on new. I'm gonna call it eye black, and let's change the color to a complete dark material, and don't forget to assign it. And also let's decrease the roughness all the way up to there. Or for more cuter versions, you can just Control plus once more and assign it to that. In that case it would be more cute. It depends on you. So let's select these loop cut here around it by holding Alt, and let's click on this plus button, and I'm gonna click on new, and I'm gonna change this to eye blue. So this should be a blue color, and the roughness should be all the way down. And assign, why I'm forgetting the assign option. Okay, so there we go. This would be our eye, but this part, the eyelid, shouldn't be eye material. So click on new, and this time I'm gonna just select, hover my mouse over the eyelids and press L, and also do the same thing here, press L, and come to this part, the new material. And from here, because we had the body material, click on that and click assign, and there we go. So the last material that's left is the beak part and the legs one. I'm gonna add an orange material for that. Just type orange and change the color to a nice orange color, and maybe we can decrease the roughness a little bit, just like that. So select this legs and this one, hold Control L and link materials, and there you go. Okay, and for the last option, select this floor and click on new. I'm gonna call it floor, and change the base color to a color like this, and decrease the roughness like that. There you go. So don't forget to save your project up to now, because we're gonna add the particle system, and the fun part will start. In that case, you should be a little bit aware to Blender crashes. So come to the particle system and click on this body and click on this plus button to add a particle. But it is, for default, it's adding the emitter. We don't need emitter. For this tutorial, we're gonna work on with hair. So click on hair, and you see that half of the body it works, but half of the body is shaved. It's because that we added the mirror modifier, so it doesn't recognize the mirror. So for solving that problem, you have to come to this part, the source, open up the source menu and use the modifier stack. You have to enable that. In that case, it will work without any problem. The next step we have to do is the hair length. Now the hair length is too, long, and our model is too small, and the hair length is 4 meters, so we don't need that hair. So let's just turn it into maybe 0.2, just like this, and 0.2 works pretty well. So come to the render. Now the model and this particle system is using the body material because we added the body. But I want to go a little bit further and give it a hair texture for that. So let's select the body and come to the material part and click on this plus button and click on new. I'm gonna call it hair. So let's come to this part and the node part and select this principal PSTF and press X to delete that and press Shift A and search for principled hair BSDF and just plug the PSDF to the surface. But the color is different, so we have to go to body and hover your mouse on that and hold Ctrl C. It will copy the color and come to the hair and hold Ctrl V, so we have the same color. It's so important. So let's make it a little bit bigger, this view of the camera. So come to the particle again, and now on the render part, let's change the material from body to hair. In that case, look at these, the effect. It is too perfect, but our hairs at this time is too low. Because of that, we have to add more children. So come to the children part, and you see that it's set on none. We have to change it to interpolated, and the moment you turn that on, it will increase the amount of hair. But for the viewport display, it is 10. For the render display, it is 100. If you have a weaker system, if you increase that amount a lot, it will crash and you can't work properly. So if you have a weaker system, make sure to work with lower amounts and set the higher amounts as your render. Then I'm gonna change it to maybe 100, and there you go. It is too great. Okay, so for the render, I wanna go on with 150 or even more, maybe 200. And let's save your project. Don't forget to save frequently in this case because it will ruin your work if it crashes. So let's come to the clumping option and increase that a little bit. If you increase it all the way up to 1, it will give you an effect like a wet, fluffy, toy, but it's too much and I don't like this effect. But it would be good to go on with maybe 0.2. It would give us a good effect. So come to the roughness. The next step is our roughness, and you have to play with these amounts, the uniform, the endpoint, shape, random, all of them to create a good and your own style of the hair. So I'm gonna increase the endpoint a little bit and also increase the shape, and there we go. So let's increase the uniform a little bit and also the size of it, and after that we're gonna increase the random. I want it to be random. Look at this, it's so funny, it's getting more and more funny. So let's increase the size and threshold a little bit. After doing that, we have to come to the hair shape, and we have a diameter root. This shows us the thickness of the hair. And now it is 1 meter. If you decrease that, the thickness of your hair would be so thin. So let's decrease that a little bit, just like that. I want I don't want that thick hair, so maybe this will work pretty well for us. Okay, after doing all of these options, after all of them, it's so important. Let's go to come to here, or hold Control Tab and change your mode from the object mode to particle edit. The reason that I say after all of these, because if you now do some changes here and after that go back to the object mode and want to change something in the particle system, for example the number, the seed, the hair length here, it won't be changeable anymore and it will annoy you in some cases. So after all these ones, if you're satisfied, let's come to the particle point. And here we have some tools here. So the first one is comb. We can comb our hair. It is the fun part. And we can smooth the hair. And also we can add, if you select that and click on several parts, it will add different hairs in different parts. And this one is length. It will increase the length. We're going to work with this more. And this is the puff. It will puff your hair, and the cut, and also the weight part. So we're going to go on with the length part for now, and let's press F. If you press F, it will increase the size of your brush, and if you hold Shift F, it will increase the intensity and the strength of that. So I'm gonna just make it really weak, and let's do it from this part and increase this part a little bit, but it got a little too much. So let's select the cut and cut your face just like that, and come to the comb tool and press F to increase the size and try to comb the face, but it's a little bit too strong. Let's press Shift F and decrease the strength a little bit and try to make your own favorite shape. And it is, you should go with your own style. You shouldn't go just as I'm doing here. Just feel free to create any shape you like, any kind of shape of the hair and the style of your hair. So, and after doing, just you can send your artworks to my email at chaakoraa.productions@gmail.com. In that case, I can share your little cute fluffy birds. So this is amazing. I think that's good. So let's go to the side or graphic view. It's a mess from the side. We have to fix that from here as well. So maybe we can go like that. And there you go. So press, and let's fix these ones a little bit. This bird is too, okay. So press 1, and let's see from the front view again, and let's add some links to this part even more. Make it like that, and let's comb it again. And there you go. So let's go to the edit object mode to see what's happening for our little bird. Okay, it is a little bit too much, I think. Let's go to the particle edit again, and this time I'm gonna just make even more randomness and imperfectionism here and there. So it is a little bit maybe too much. Okay, so let's go back to object mode and see the result. Oh, I ruined these parts, so let's go back, and this time I'm going to use the smooth tool and make them a little bit smooth, but let's decrease the strength a little bit, just like that. So let's see what's happening now. Okay, that's so good. So let's select these eyes, and I'm gonna add another particle system for these ones, but let's for now click on plus button here. Let's zoom in a little bit, and maybe we can go back to edit mode and press A to select everything and increase their size and bring them to the right part just a bit to make it a little bit more cuter, and press 3, and let's select this part, the eyelid, the higher eyelid, and rotate that. Let's select the lower part, press L and rotate that, in that case it would make it a little bit, you know, more cuter. The bigger the eyes, the cuter the shape would be, the character. Okay, so go back to particle and change it to hair. This time again we have to use the modifier stag and decrease the hair length. This time I'm gonna just make it to point maybe 3. It should be much lower than the main part. And now, you know, the hair are appearing in all part of the hair, in all part of the eye, and we don't want to have hair inside of the eye, just the eyelids. So for that case, we have to go back to edit mode, and let's go back to the solid view for now, and let's go back to object mode and press backslash to just isolate this model, and press tab to go to edit mode, press 1 to go to vertex selection mode and select this vertex and this vertex. So press Ctrl plus to expand your selection up to that point. Even I don't want some hairs inside of it, so it's not necessary and it will take much time of your render part. So when you select that, come all the way to data part and add a, you know, click on this plus button to add a vertex groups and click on assign. In that case, we have a, you know, vertex group of just these parts, the eyelids. So press backslash again and let's go back to render preview to see it properly. Okay, so come to the particle system and let's go back to come to children and change none to interpolated, and in that case we can increase the, you know, amount to 100. And okay, now we have hair in all of the part, all of the shape, all of the eyes. So come all the way down to vertex groups, open this up, and on the density click on here and change this to group. In that case we have just around the, you know, eyelids, not inside of the eye. So we have to go back to the diameter root and decrease that amount all the way, maybe up to 0.3 or even more, and there we go. So the color also is different. It's because that we don't have the, you know, hair material here. So let's come all the way down to the, you know, material part and click on this plus button and add the hair material and come all the way to the particle system. And on the render part, you know, you see it's using the eye material, so we have to change that to the hair one. In that case, it will use the hair material for the eyelids as well. So let's come to the clumping and increase the clumping to maybe 0.2 and increase the uniform and do these things as we did for the body itself and increase the endpoint and the shape and also the randomness and the size of it. And I think that's pretty well, but I think it needs a little bit. I think we have, because we had, you know, scale that, there's should be, we have to apply the scale, and yeah, we should apply the scale. And one more thing about it, we can go all the way up to where is the, okay, hair length should be a little bit, you know, slow, a little bit lower, maybe 0.2 will work pretty well, or even 0.1. I think 0.1, yeah, is good. And the amount should be about 120 or even more. On the render part I will choose 150. And for these parts, let's select the body because this goes a little bit to the inside of the, you know, eye. And let's go to the particle system, and I'm gonna come down. Let's do it again. So I'm gonna maybe cut the hair here because I don't want hair. So let's go back to the object mode to see the effect, but I just don't like the effect very much. So let's go to the and let's press Shift F to decrease the strength, and let's just roughly comb the hair here and there, just like that. Okay, so let's go back to object mode, and where did it go? Okay, and there you go. So that is the result of the fluffy little cute bird. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something. If you want to change color, you can just go to the material part, and make sure, this is so important, to change the body color to any color you want. For example, I want to go for a pink color, and you have to use the same color as the hair one. So let's hover your mouse on it, press Ctrl C, and come to the hair, press Ctrl V, and there you go, it will change to pink color. And that's so important. Just try to change the colors of the hair and body at the same time. Two of them should be a same color, using the same color. So I hope you learned and enjoyed the video. And if you're not a subscriber, and if you haven't liked the video yet, it's time to like the video and subscribe in the channel for upcoming videos. So up to the next video, bye bye.